Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to BBallBreakdown. I have Armond Hill with us, who is an assistant coach with the LA Clippers. Coach, I feel like we are brothers in some respects because I'm a triangle offense coach and you're a Princeton coach. When you see what's happening with your offense, with the Warriors' offense, and how we're getting supreme ball movement in threes, does it look that much different than what you would see when you used to run the Princeton, back in college?
It's different because, again, I think when the teams go smaller, I think that's where it opens the floor up. And when a team is small, then now you got the four, who's normally a big, who might be playing in the post, you open up the spacing, and so you're spacing the floor with more shooters, and now the drive and kick is a little bit easier.
So when you were playing back in the day,
a long time ago.
Well, not too long, you guys did the same thing, right? It was the same kind of style, wasn't it? Kind of, because we played 4 out, 1 in at Princeton, and you had a 2-guard front with the 2 wings, which were foul line extended, and only you had the post guy in the middle, so the ball moved around, and coach used to say, we're going to move the ball around till we get a layup, or we're going to move the ball around to get a 3. And so, that's basically similar style. So when you're in the NBA now, when you have a small lineup, it's basically a 4 out, 1 in. Right, and what you also said was layups or threes. It's more ball, right? It's just how no mid-range.
Right. No, because you try to get the easiest shot in the game, and the easiest shot in the game is a layup. And right now it's a 3 because you get 3 points for it. That's what Coach Kirill told me. So I'm going with that logic.
Absolutely. A lot of guys yell at me on Twitter when I look at the shooters from back in the 80s in the NBA, who I'm convinced, had they been playing now, would be able to shoot with volume at 40% from 3. When you look at their stats, they're not, because they simply didn't work on it. Do you believe that? Do you feel like Isaiah Thomas and those kind of guys would have been great three-point shooters with a focus on it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the three-point game continued to evolve, and, guys come out and they work on it a lot more. They work on it a hell of a lot more as far as trying to get the reps at shooting threes, and teams are practicing for it. You come down, you got guys coming in the gym, first thing they do, they go out to the three-point line, so they're trying to work on it. And so all the shooters have gotten better, but Steph Curry, he's the best shooter I've seen. Off the dribble, catch and shoot. I mean, he does it all. And so if I'm a young guy, I'm going to go and I'm going to work on, instead of trying to work on dunking, I'm going to try to work on how do I get better at shooting a 3.
And off the dribble as well, right?
Definitely off the dribble. Kyrie Irving, unbelievable off the dribble. You got a couple of guys that have such great handle that they could shoot off the dribble, and Steph Curry is one of the best.
Last question. I've noticed that with your offense and the way it's constructed, and the Princeton as well, the elbow touch is one of the most important things that you can get out of your offense. It looks like that way, at least. Well, why?
Yeah, well, I mean, you have a set that we call elbow. Sacramento used to run it a lot. When Coach Kirill went out there, they ran elbow with Vlade Divac and the big fella. And so you had Chris Webber, and you had who's the point guard? He was Mike Bibby, unbelievable. I mean, he was a hell of a, for his catching, Stojakovic and all those guys, that movement was unbelievable. And so we run a little bit, but then we also run a play called elbow flat, where Chris Paul and Blake somewhat set a pick, and if they try to trap or step up, Blake pops, and now you got a 2-on-1 with DJ and Blake. So,
well, what about the elbow and getting the ball right there makes it so devastating to the defense, do you think?
Well, I mean, elbow, because you can run, it's pretty much a triangle on the opposite way. You got the guy in the corner, and you got the guy foul line extended, so when you throw it to the elbow, 2 guys could play the splitting game, and you got the 2 guys on this side that you could play. The 3-man game doesn't work, you could go back to the other side. So it spaces the floor out well, so it's pretty good.
Well, thanks for joining us, and don't forget, sports fans, at BBallBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You win? You win, Coach?
I'm in.